Hey ladies, this is Linda, FaithChick777, and I'm coming at you today with a little tutorial. I am currently in a tag swap hosted by Susan, Iowa 2308, I believe, and I thought I'd just kind of show you what I'm doing with it and maybe give you a little inspiration. So let me move this out of the way. I don't remember how I discovered Susan, but when I came across her and I watched one video, I was hooked. I love her. I love her work. Her color palette is the same as mine, so that's always a plus. She's funny. She's honest. I mean, she's just great. So you should check out her channel. And, after this tag is done that you girls are seeing, there's still 2 weeks left. PM her. Maybe maybe she needs a few more people in the swap. Who knows? So, her theme for the tag was sewing. So she wanted something to do sewing. She wanted it to be vintage. And so I've kind of took that to heart. And what I'm doing is she wanted it on a great big tag, which is this tag here. And it's 3¼ by 6¼ I believe, and she wanted everything portrait style so that when she got all her tags, she can put it and bind it up at the top and make a little mini album of sorts. So I'm using fabric on all of it. She said we could use whatever papers and everything we wanted. The only stipulation she had was, of course, to be vintage, and then she wanted a dress form of some sort on it, whether versus a stamp or a little charm or something, but I didn't have anything, and I didn't want to go buy a stamp, so I went to the internet and I found a cute little dress form that I downloaded. And then what I did is I took this dress form and I printed it onto a sheet of transparencies. It's going to be kind of really hard to see. You can kind of see on the transparency here. And then I have attached it to a acrylic piece, a page, I guess, an acrylic page. So let me show you. This is the acrylic page. You get them, I think this is like 8 by 8, and you can get them at joanns.com. And then this little part just kind of peels off. Sure it does now I'm trying to tell you about it because it's all cloudied over. Well, of course, there we go. See, both sides peel off like this, so what you're left was like, a clear acrylic page. So anyway, you get the drift because it's kind of hard because I'm trying to do this video and, under the 15-minute time limit. So whenever you're doing clear transparency, the hard part is always how to attach without seeing the piece of double-sided tape or the sticky glue. So especially when you're adhering it to another clear piece of paper, the best thing that I found is spray adhesive. Okay, so what you do is, shake up your spray adhesive really good. You want to keep your nozzle about probably 8 to 10 inches away from your clear acrylic piece. You want to spray it on the piece you're going to fasten to versus spraying it on your acrylic. Okay, you spray it on, the front of your acrylic page, and then you take your piece and lay it down. You got to move quickly, press it on, and that's it, ladies. And this is what I've come up with. This is on my clear acrylic piece. Okay, and then I added an eyelet to it. Now, when you're working also with the spray adhesive, you will kind of get a hazy effect when you're working clear on clear, okay? But if I was to adhere this transparency to like pattern paper, for instance, you're not going to get as much of a haze appearance. You'll get it very slightly, but here you're going to see it a little bit more, and it's probably hard to see in this camera. But anyway, so there is my dress form I had to work with because that was a stipulation on the tag. You have to have a dress form on it. And then the rest of it was just to be vintagey. So what I decided to do with my tag is I wanted it to be like a fabric pocket, but I wanted it to look quilty. So I already kind of glued one piece to the back. This is like a really open weave muslin. Okay, and then I cut out a piece of batting, and we're just going to kind of glue that. I'm just going to kind of show you a quick effect. Well, I should glue it on here first, huh? That might be a little bit easier than trying to glue it on cotton. a quick effect because I'm going to just show you a little bit of it because I've already got one kind of finished. So glue that down onto there. Okay, and that's going to provide the batting. And I chose this fabric because it kind of already had the, you know, fake kind of quilt lines in it as if it was sewn. And then I glimmer misted everything first. I glimmer misted all my fabrics. I glimmer misted my lace, everything like that. So that's already done. And I glimmer misted this with kind of old lace and then a little bit of cream to chocolate. And so it kind of gives it like a little bit of a brown look to it. And makes it look kind of vintagey and old because Susan wanted this to be vintagey. So then I'm just going to kind of glue this down a little bit. And the reason why I'm kind of gluing first, I'm going to sew the edges basically, ladies, but I'm gluing first so that it's going to be hard to hold all this together. You're trying to hold cotton and batting and fabric and a tag and everything. So this will kind of hold everything in place. Okay. And then I cut like a little piece for my pocket. Okay. Now before I want all this kind of sewn in one piece. So before I sew this pocket down, I wanted a piece of lace at the top. So I've put my lace already at the top with the blanket stitch. And if you gals do not know the blanket stitch, okay, you need to watch my fabric pocket tutorial and it'll show you how I did this blanket stitch. So I stitched my little piece of lace on first because I want this all one unit when I'm done. Okay, and then on the front of my pocket, I also wanted some kind of sewing, you know, picture on it or something like that. So I would have to do that first as well before I sewed my pocket down. Okay, so what I've chosen to do is take another piece of that muslin, that open weave muslin that I put on the back of the tag, and I wanted it to look kind of worn, so I frayed the edges. So basically what you want to do, cut whatever size you want, and then find the strings on the end of your piece of fabric and just pull them off, and it'll kind of give you a frayed edge. Go all the way around with it. Okay, there. Just find your pieces. This open weave muslin is great for doing a frayed edge because it's not very tight and you can find your threads really easy. Okay, now let's see, get it up to the camera. See, now I've got kind of this real frayed edge. And then I wanted to put like an old like pattern picture on it. So what I did was I grabbed my trusty Tim Holtz, his salvage stickers from the Ideology line. And I grabbed my favorite picture in there that I love of this. It's a picture of a woman pattern piece. Okay, so what I did is I didn't want it this big, obviously. It's too big for this little piece, right? So I scanned this into my computer. And then what I did is I printed it out on a t-shirt transfer. Okay, and then what I'll do with that, I'll cut it out and then I ironed it onto this piece. So here it is printed. I printed 4 of them onto a t-shirt transfer. Ladies, just follow the directions on the back. It's pretty easy. What you do is you cut close to your piece you want on there. You turn it over, you iron the back, and you peel the backing off. So then what you're left with is your iron-on this piece of fabric. Okay, so I'm going to show you that really quick over here. See, I ironed on my piece onto the fabric. This is my frayed pocket. Okay, and what I did with the frayed pocket is I wanted it just kind of tacked in the corners, so I did a little French knot. You're probably not going to be able to see it. A little French knot in the corner. This is my finished piece. So a French knot in each corner, and if you don't know how to do a French knot, pretty easy. I will show you really quick right now. A little French knot. Take your fabric piece that you want to do. You put your needle through the back like this. And then you hold this part. It's going to be kind of hard. It was kind of hard for me. You hold this part taut. You wrap your needle a couple of times around the thread. And then you go back through your hole. And it makes a cute little French knot. So that's what I've got right over here. A cute little French knot tacked in each corner. Okay. And then what I did is after I got that tacked on there, I'm just kind of showing you in pieces, as I went around and I did the blanket stitch all the way around the perimeter of the pocket tag, the pocket for the tag, and then around the perimeter of the tag. Okay, and like I said, ladies, if you don't know the blanket stitch, please go to my video, Fabric Pocket Tutorial. So here I am completed with my tag. I've blanket stitched all the way around the edges. I think that looks kind of cute, country, vintage. I've added my little cute pattern picture on the front with my transfer, my little French knots, and then I added a button, and so I was just going to kind of finish up my little button here. Pull it back through one more time because I wanted lots of sewing stuff on here. And if this gets out of camera while I'm trying to do this, ladies, I apologize. Got to be able to see. And I know I probably should have did the button before I sewed the pocket part on, but you know, I like to do things backwards sometimes. Okay, so button is now secure, pocket, tag, everything. So then the next thing I'm going to do is add, I want to put an eyelet up in the corner, so I'm going to add an eyelet, an extra large eyelet. Okay, I have an extra large eyelet here. Put that through so my tag looks complete. There, now I have my basic tag. And then what I've done, like I said, I've showed you this that's going to tuck in my pocket. And then what I've done, ladies, is I went to Dollar Tree and I bought these little 8 cloth hangers because they were already tags like this. So I just cut off that little clip and it left me with a little eyelet here. So for the sake of time, let me see if I can kind of cut that little piece off. Just going to fold it over for the sake of time on this video. And then what I did is I stamped Handmade with Love on the fabric tag. Okay, and then what I want to do is glue a little piece of lace to the outside just for decorative touch, like this. And then I have a little rose I'm going to weave through this, bring it around there. Isn't that cute? I've got a little rose made with love. I'm going to hook it to this, and then I just thought, you know, and then I had these extra cute little tags that looked old and vintagey and actually had a thread and needle and stuff on it. So I'm going to hook all those 3 together with stuff, you know, a large safety pin. Look at that for sewing, a large safety pin, right? So I'm going to hook all 3 of those together. Look, now I've got all my tags hanging. Cute, huh? And then I'm going to stuff it right inside this pocket. So look, it's all looking cute, right? And then I got a little vintage pin. So I'm going to, you know, we use a pin in sewing, right? So I'm going to hook it just through, not through the whole pocket, just through this little tag. And I may put, ladies, I'm not sure. I'm thinking about putting this little, attaching this little spool of thread through it as well. I think that's going to look really, really cute, attaching a spool of thread. Okay, and then I'm going to add just a piece of lace through the top of my pocket. Add another piece of lace through the top, if I can get it in through my eyelet. Just like this, kind of attach it. And I'll attach it better. I'm just trying to do this for sake of time, ladies. So, and I'm going to make this better too. I may just attach it to the tag. I'm not sure. But anyway, ladies, so there's my pocket for a sewing tag. I hope you can see it. I love the idea of the dress form. I didn't have to go out and buy a thing. All I did was download it and then print it. So there it is, ladies. There is a quick tutorial on a handmade tag with a vintage sewing theme, needing the dress form for Susan Swap, Iowa 2308. I hope that's the right number. I'll put the right one in the byline. But anyway, ladies, thanks for sharing your time with me. I just wanted to show you cute tag, and if you're interested in joining the swap, PM Susan and see what she can do. Okay, talk to you later, ladies. Bye.